करत राहायचो. पण इव्हेंच्युअली मला एक चांगले एचओडी मिळाले इंजिनिअरिंग मध्ये, डॉक्टर जयंत चोपडे, आणि त्यांनी म्हणजे खूप मेहनत घेतली माझ्यावरती आणि मला एक पॉझिटिव्ह डायरेक्शन मध्ये त्यांनी आणलं मला. आणि कोणीतरी एवढा मोठा माणूस आपल्यावरती कॉन्सन्ट्रेट करून आहे आणि तो सतत प्रयत्न करतोय चेंज करण्याचा आपल्याला, ते बघून मलाही मग माझ्यामध्ये खूप चेंजेस आले. तर एक तो मेन पिरियड तो होता. एक तर दोन गोष्टी झाल्या माझ्या बरोबर, निगेटिव्ह पासून पॉझिटिव्ह पर्यंत आलो मी इंजिनिअरिंग मध्ये. आणि फेलियरचा जो फेअर असतो, युनिव्हर्सिटीने म्हणजे गडबड करून मला फेल केलं इंजिनिअरिंग फर्स्ट इयरला. नंतर सगळे पेपर रिचेकिंग मध्ये क्लिअर झाले, पण तो वर्ष वाया गेल्याने मी कम्प्युटर टेक्नॉलॉजी शिकलो. म्हणजे मी 11वी-12वीला असताना मी शपथ घेतली होती की मी आयुष्यात कधी कम्प्युटरला हात लावणार नाही, पण इंजिनिअरिंग मध्ये फेल झालो. आणि मग फेल झाल्यानंतर घरी बसायला लागलं. पप्पांनी खूप फोर्स करून मला शपथ तोडायला लावली आणि ते मला कम्प्युटर शिकायला भाग पाडलं त्या एका वर्षाच्या पिरियडमध्ये. आणि त्यानंतर जी गोडी तयार झाली माझ्यामध्ये, जी लाइकिंग तयार झाली मला कम्प्युटरची, सॉफ्टवेअर डेव्हलपमेंटची आणि कम्प्युटर टेक्नॉलॉजीची, तर त्यानंतर पूर्ण आयुष्यच पालटलं त्यानंतर. आणि त्यानंतर मग जेव्हा पासआउट झालो इंजिनिअरिंग मधनं, माझे मोठे मामा आणि माझे पप्पा यांनी खूप जास्त एन्करेज केलं मला की तू आमच्यासारखं पूर्ण आयुष्य बँकेत काम करून हे नको करू, नाही तर तुला करिअरच्या शेवटी असं रिअलाइज होईल की आपलं पूर्ण आयुष्य वेस्ट झालंय. आपण फक्त आपल्या परिवारच्या गरजा फक्त पूर्ण करू शकलो, इतर काहीच आपण आयुष्यात करू शकलो नाही. तर आणि खूप वाईट ट्रीटमेंट देतात. शेवटी तुमच्या करिअरच्या एंडमध्ये तुमची बँक असो किंवा कोणतीही ऑर्गनायझेशन असो, जेव्हा माणसाला 25 वर्षापेक्षा जास्त झालेले असतात ऑर्गनायझेशन मध्ये, तर तुम्हाला खूप वाईट वागणूक मिळते त्या ऑर्गनायझेशन मध्ये. तू आमच्यासारखं नको करू म्हणे, तू तुझं काहीतरी बिझनेस कर. पण मी काही तेव्हा ते काही ऐकण्याच्या मनस्थितीत नव्हतो. मी मुंबईला जॉब जॉईन केला, तर तिकडे 2,500ची नोकरी सुरू केली तिकडे. ते तिथे सुद्धा मामांचं आणि पप्पांचं सारखं तेच टॉन्ट असायची मला की काय तुला मिळतंय, 2,500 रुपये महिन्याला मिळत आहेत, त्याच्यातनं तुझं स्वतःचही चालत नाही, तू काय चालणार म्हणे याच्यामध्ये, मिळून तुला काय पगारवाढ मिळेल, पुढच्या 3 वर्ष 4 वर्ष जरी त्या कंपनीत जॉब केला तुला किती मिळणार त्याच्यातनं. तू म्हणे 5 वर्ष तू काहीच कमवू नको म्हणे, पण तू जेव्हाही करशील तेव्हा बिझनेसच कर. मग तो जॉब सोडला, मी नाशिकला आलो. नाशिकमध्ये एका आउटसोर्स होस्टिंग सपोर्ट कंपनीमध्ये काम केलं मी, जे बॅकएंड सर्व्हिसेस द्यायच्या वेब होस्टिंग कंपनीजला. त्या कंपनीमध्ये जॉबला लागलो मी नाशिकमध्ये आल्यानंतर. तिथेही मला तेच म्हणजे पप्पांचं आणि मामांचं नेहमी तेच असायचं की अरे तू नको, तुझं करिअर पूर्ण जॉबमध्ये खतम करू, फिनिश करू, तर तू स्वतःचा बिझनेस कर. मग ते डोक्यात माझ्या तेव्हा घुसलं की हे जे म्हणताय खरं पण आहे. कारण मी बघायचो लोक आधी ज्या मुंबईमध्ये ज्या कंपनीमध्ये जॉब केलं तिथे सुद्धा खूप वाईट वागणूक होती लोकांना, आणि नाशिकमध्ये जेव्हा ज्या कंपनीमध्ये लागलो तिथे सुद्धा खूप बायस्ड होते. अजिबात म्हणजे तिकडे म्हणजे खूपच जास्त फेवरेटिझम होतात तिकडे. जे त्यांना जे आवडायचे त्याच लोकांना ते अप्रेझल द्यायचे, आणि ट्रीटमेंट मध्ये खूप फरक होता. आणि माझ्या काम मध्ये मग मला रिअलाइज झालं की मी पहिल्या म्हणजे ज्या दिवशी मी तिथे जॉईन झालो तेव्हा मी एक प्रोजेक्ट हँडल करायचो, आणि मला 10 महिने झाले त्या कंपनीमध्ये, तर तेव्हा मी 10 प्रोजेक्ट हँडल करायला लागलो. मला एक रिअलाइज झालं की आपल्यामध्ये काहीतरी आहे स्पेशल स्किल, आणि आपण मल्टिपल प्रोजेक्ट हँडल करू शकतो. तर आपण आता स्वतः बिझनेस करायला काही हरकत नाही, आपण मल्टिपल प्रोजेक्ट हँडल करू शकतो हा कॉन्फिडन्स आल्यामुळे. Okay, Mr. Ashok Kumar. Okay, so I can convert it into English. Is English preferred or Hindi preferred?
Anything will do, Hindi or English both.
Okay, perfect. So I can continue in English. So when I started, so when I realized that in 10 months I've been able to scale myself to handle 10 projects. So I figured it out that there is some potential in me and I can become an entrepreneur now. So that confidence came into me that I can start something on my own. And then I took that decision to onboard a customer myself. And my first American customer was Bodhost, and the customer said that, okay, Piyush, you start, I will support you. And then I, along with a couple of other partners, 7 of us started the hosting support company. I was the first one to resign and start the company. And when my customer paid the first month's fee, then everyone else resigned after that. That okay, the money has started coming, so my partners also resigned after that. And the business kept on growing because we did a lot of hard work. We were continuously putting a lot of effort, and I used to work like 18 hours every day. So, and I used to sleep in the office only. So around 4 a.m. I would go to sleep because I was dealing with American customers. So after the end of American working hours and the British working hours, I used to sleep in the office only, and then again get up at 8 a.m., 9 a.m., again sit on the computer. So that I did for many years. Next 3 to 4 years after starting my entrepreneurship journey, up till like 2008, 2009, 2000 till 2009, I was actually working like that from end of 2003 till end of 2009. I had put a lot of effort, and then after that, so in the same period, went through a lot of ups and downs also. Because my outsource hosting support business, I was putting so much effort that at one point of time I started feeling that the effort is not worth. The American customers used to treat us very, very badly. So I said that let me become a hosting company myself. I acquired the American hosting company, Bordeaux, and I acquired two very small web hosting companies in UK and started putting all my effort in those companies. But the transition, when I decided to do this transition, leave the hosting support part and switch to the web hosting business, in that period, the fund flow completely stopped. We stopped getting money from the customers, and then whatever savings I had put in my mother's account, my sister's account, all of that I had to withdraw to make sure that I am able to retain the staff members. And but then I had belief. I never had that fear of failure. That fear of failure had gone from my mind during my engineering days itself. So I never had that fear in my mind that it is not going to work. I was very, very positive, very optimistic, and the transformation happened. So from March 2006 till October 2006, there was a period when I did not get any money from my customers. And that 6 months of period, I was actually 6, 7 months, I was actually on my own. Like I was like, funding my staff salaries from whatever savings I had. But in that same period, a lot of people also left because they came to know that the company is not doing well. From 60 people, we were down to 25 people because they felt that the company doesn't have projects now. So sooner or later, his money will also get exhausted and nothing will be left. But there were other 25 people who were left behind. They had belief in my leadership. They knew that I can do something, I will transform the business. And from November 2006, there was a massive transformation in the UK web hosting companies that I had acquired. The revenue started doubling up every year in the UK companies. We were getting so many orders, and the customers were happy. Back-to-back orders, back-to-back growth that was happening every month on month. And then from there onwards, there was no looking back. So that phase of from like March 2006 till till October 2006 is a very important phase of my life because at that young age I went through such tough times. So that gave me a lot of strength and belief that I can transform anything if I keep myself positive. And I am a special human being. God has given me some special abilities and abilities to handle pressure of extreme level. And that belief has brought ESDS so far. I do a lot of reading. I keep on learning. I keep on looking into what is going to happen in the future. And that was the reason in 2011 we brought cloud in India. We got later on we got American patent and UK patent for our cloud, but we were the first company in the world and in India also to think of vertical auto scaling in cloud. No one ever thought of vertical auto scaling in cloud in those days. We thought of vertical auto scaling. So innovation, we've been doing a lot, but we've been before time. Whenever we have brought the technology in the market, we've been before time in bringing that technology in India. But we
Just a small
understand that.
interruption. Just a small.
Yeah.
So can you just briefly tell what is vertical integration thing that you talked about? If it is not disturbing your flow, otherwise you can tell it later also.
No, absolutely no problem. You can. Your question is good. So see what happened where in 2006, Amazon brought Amazon bought cloud computing. But cloud at that time was horizontal scaling only. Horizontal means like you have more and more number of users. All the users get distributed across multiple number of machines. You do not get more compute power in the same machine. So in a mechanical language, if people have to travel from BKC to Nariman Point, you will give them more and more number of Ola cabs. You will not take them in a bus, or you will not make them travel in a metro. You will ask everyone to split the load across multiple machines. So that was the technology brought by the American giants in those days. But we came up with a technology which allowed the same machine to scale in real time. More compute power was available to you automatically in the same machine. And that is called as vertical scaling. Horizontal scaling is splitting workload across multiple machines. Vertical scaling is getting the same machine resize itself in real time. That was the patent that we got. I hope that makes it clear.
You're clear. Yeah. It's clear now.
Thank you. Interesting.
Yeah. So, and then post that, we brought many major technologies. We brought our technology in the form of a product, Enlight 360. We've come up with many software products. We've won many large bank contracts, government contracts, enterprise contracts in India. Today, 200 BSE and NSE listed companies are our customers. 400 banking customers, like almost 300 are cooperative banks who are our customers. And 250 plus government organizations are our customers. World's largest IoT project and India's largest smart metering project is going live from our cloud platform. So we are very strong now in cloud infrastructure as a service, and we are also very strong in cloud software as a service. And we have some of our unique products also in software, so which are actually going to bring a massive transformation. Our products and our software as a service is going to change the complete landscape. We have one new software as a service now. You would have read in the newspapers, FarmRoot. ESDS has launched a software as a service named FarmRoot. It's a complete digital ecosystem for agriculture. Each and everything that is necessary for a farmer to be successful is covered in that. And we are anticipating that in next 3 to 4 years time, we will have more than 50 crore farmers using this. We've got an order from Israel also. We've got order from the district central cooperative banks also for a few lakhs of farmers. So Israel is known as best in agricultural technology. Like they have the best of the agri-tech company, but they have taken FarmRoot to be deployed in Israel. So you can imagine how good the product has been made, and it is going to evolve further. So it is not going to get stagnated where it is right now. It is also going to evolve in the future. So on one side, we have cloud infrastructure as a service, where we have our own data centers and cloud infrastructure as a service. And on the other side, we have software as a service. So cloud has got 3 parts. Cloud has infrastructure as a service, platform as a service, and software as a service. We have all 3 with us. And we being an Indian company, we are designing software solutions for Indian companies. So we are anticipating, because of our local knowledge, because of the challenges that we know in the Indian market, we will be able to bring massive transformation and contribute big time in growth of this country. So over to all of you. If you have any questions, I'll be happy to answer those. If you want me to put up a presentation, I also have the corporate presentation which I can put on the screen.
As far as this IPO is concerned, can you elaborate a bit upon the IPO?
So it's a 1300 crore IPO that we are bringing. In that, 322 crore would be primary, and around 900 crores would be secondary from GF Capital Partners. GF is our existing investor. They invested into the company in June 2018, and they are doing partial exit. So around 60% of the stake of GF they are going to sell now, and the balance 40% they will continue in the company. So total 41% stake is what they have right now, and from that they will be left with around 16 to 17% after the IPO.
I see.
Piyush
And,
sir, I would be happy if you are able to show the presentation, because still I'm not clear. Otherwise, my questions may be, might have been input. For example, your revenue is what? Revenue sharing, or it is subscription based?
So
And who
our
are your competitors?
subscription
etc.?
based. Our entire revenue is subscription based. It keeps on increasing every year on year. It is all subscription based and long term revenue. It's not
If
one
your
time.
presentation is from investment point of view, would you like to show that?
Yeah, yeah.
I
So
don't.
if
I
can
don't
get-
mind going through. Yeah.
If I can get permission to put my PPT.
Bala Sahib. Bala Sahib. Hello. Bala, you have to unmute.
Patil sir, you have to unmute yourself.
ओके ओके
हा.
झाला अनम्यूट झाला
Yeah, yeah.
नाही प्रश्न काय विचारला
अरे त्यांना
मला
present-
प्रेझेंटेशन दाखवण्यासाठी परमिशन द्या ना.
हा,
माझ्या
सुरू करा.
नावावरती
बिलकुल
नाही,
सुरू
मला
करा.
माझ्या नावावरती राईट क्लिक करून मला परमिशन द्या ना.
अच्छा मला परमिशन द्यायला लागते का अच्छा ओके
हा.
हो, हो.
पाटील सर तुम्ही होस्ट आहात, त्यांना राईट
हो,
क्लिक करा त्यांच्या
हो.
नावाच्या पुढे.
मी पहिल्यांदाच होस्ट झालो याच्यामध्ये
अरे बाळासाहेब, तुम्ही या ग्रुपचे
त्यांना
बोली
होस्ट
आहात.
करा ना बाळा.
अरे नाही मी पहिल्यांदाच अरे चांडक तू पण होस्ट आहेस ना सुनील
अरे
बाप.
ते राईट मध्ये
कशामध्ये
तीन
कशामध्ये?
बटन आहे, त्या बटनला क्लिक कर, त्यांच्या पेज मध्ये जा, बटन क्लिक कर, मेक होस्ट कर त्यांना, म्हणजे होईल.
ओके
पार्टिसिपंटची यादी बघा, त्यात पियुष सरांचं नाव असेल.
अच्छा अच्छा ओके
माझ्या नावाच्या वरती तुम्हाला राईट साइडला 3 डॉट दिसतील.
ओके
त्या 3 डॉट वरती क्लिक केलं की त्याच्यात मेक होस्ट असा ऑप्शन येईल.
तुला सांगितलं माझ्याकडून ट्रेनिंग घेत नाही तू.
हो रे, आलंच पाहिजे तुझ्याकडे, आलंच पाहिजे ऍक्च्युली.
आपले मोदी साहेब एवढे अनपढ आहेत असं माहित नव्हतं आम्हाला.
तीन बटन बाय राईटला
तीन डॉट दिसतात नाही.
So Mr. Suhas, Ashok, Abhay, the turnover that we have done in FY21 is 172 crore rupees, and the forecast for FY23 is 370 crore rupees, and we have an order book of 1200 crore rupees.
Very good.
So your
What is the price
listing
range
will
you
be
are
on
looking at?
SME platform? Your listing will be on SME platform or main board?
Main board, yeah, will be listed in the main board, and the price would be somewhere between rupees 350 to 400.
I see.
And face value 10 rupees.
Face value of share is 1 rupee.
1 rupee.
1 rupee, yeah. So the total shares in the company are 10 crore, and the total 10 crore number of shares, and from that GF would be selling some 2 crore shares, and yeah, so around 1 crore would be, not 1 crore, somewhere around 322 crore, yeah. So 32 lakh to 40 lakh shares would be for
Uploaded.
primary fundraise. Yeah.
Okay, so Piyush, sir, till the time you are getting these rights for presentation, my questions will be from two angles in advance only. One is technical point of view.
परमिशन टू मल्टिपल
Okay.
पिन आहे ते अलाउ केलं तर चालतंय का? कारण मला ते 3 डॉट्स दिसून नाही राहिले.
परमिशन
परमिशन टू मल्टिपल पिन.
नाही रे.
तर ते करता येतं ना, काय पाहिजे तुम्ही?
अरे त्यांना प्रेझेंटेशन द्यायचं तर प्रेझेंटेशन हे करणार.
हा, एक मिनिट लगेच. होस्ट
मला होस्ट बनवा.
हा, त्यांना होस्ट बनवून टाका. येस.
आणि बाळला गोष्ट
झालंय
होस्ट नसलं तर चालतंय. मी होस्ट नसलं तर चालतंय.
Yes,
आलं,
yes,
presentation
started.
स्टार्टेड ना. गुड.
So you can see the numbers on the screen.
या.
Please continue.
येस, आणि काही अजून नंबर्स मी आपल्या समोर पुटअप करतो. So revenue from operations and EBITDA, company's EBITDA has now reached 37% in FY21 and FY22. We are anticipating that EBITDA to touch around 40%. And revenue share of cloud services, the breakup of revenue of cloud, so infrastructure as a service is for 51%, and software as a service and managed services 49%.
Okay.
And the revenue concentration, so from top 20 customers, revenue in FY19 was 60%. Now in FY21 it is 51%. So the revenue concentration has also reduced, and average revenue per customer has consistently increased over last couple of years. And revenue from existing customers in FY21 was 89%.
Further down the presentation are the figures like ROE, ROC, and debt to equity ratio, etc. Are they there?
No, so we have restated financials, P&L for FY19, FY20, and FY21.
Okay.
And we have got the balance sheet also for the same period.
ओके. ओके.
But is this something that will be shared with us after the meeting, or
It is there in the DRHP.
Okay.
Yeah, so I can forward the DRHP to you.
Yeah.
नाही, इट इज अवेलेबल ऑन BSc च्या याच्यावर अवेलेबल आहे.
Yes.
Okay. And your RHP will be when?
आपलं लिस्टिंग आपलं म्हणजे साधारण आता अजून 3 आठवडे लागतील आम्हाला. तर 20 ते 25च्या दरम्यान, 20 ते 25 नोव्हेंबरच्या दरम्यान.
IPO असेल.
For IPO, so it will happen between 20 to 25th of November.
Okay. And any plans of private placement before that?
We will be doing a pre-IPO round. That pre-IPO round is a small round of 60 crore rupees only.
But
And so the bankers are trying to do the pre-IPO round with mutual funds and the marquee investors only. So it is only going to be mainly be open to like Tata Mutual Fund and Jupiter and BNP Paribas. So those would be the investors in the pre-IPO.
Okay. So retailers have no private placement.
Retail, they are not going to keep much during the pre-IPO. For retail, it will be during the main board only.
IPO only. Okay. Okay.
Okay, Piyush, can I ask the question?
Yes, Mr. Suhas.
How, if it is not too secret, how do you justify that your premium for 1 rupee share, whatever price? Do you have any competitive prices of your peer so that I can take the decision?
Yeah, so we have a proper valuation report done by industry experts, and based on that, like they have done some comparison with some of the software as a service companies that have got listed in India, and other companies similar to ESDS that have got listed abroad. So based on that, they have done a valuation.
Do you have that slide here? So that I
No, it is
looking
not.
for that one.
No, it is not in this PPT, but it is there in the DRHP.
No, because normally before any investment in any shares, normally we go for that, what is PE, what is projected PE. So such things, if those are there, that will help me to.
So in our business, the valuation is done on EBITDA, future EBITDA. So it is done on the EBITDA of FY23. So the FY23 EBITDA is going to be 150 crore. So on the basis of that, the valuation has been worked out. So the independent valuation agency, they have done the valuation of 3,200 crore rupees. But before filing, there would be valuation done again. And that is anticipated to be somewhere between 3,500 crores to 4,000 crore rupees. That is based on the offers that have come from the big investors.
Okay.
Can I know about promoters' background and how many years in this service, how much their holding would be, percentage?
Yeah, so post IPO, I'll be holding 51%. Right now, I hold 60% in the company, but after giving shares to the employees and after getting diluted from the IPO, so I will be around 51% post IPO. I am an engineer and MBA. I've done my engineering from Amrut Vaini College of Engineering, Sangamner. And I worked for 1.5 years in the industry, and then immediately after that, I chose to become an entrepreneur.
डॉक्टर सुहास त्यांनी आधी त्यांची पूर्ण बॅकग्राऊंड सांगितली. Initially, he spoke about how he began this enterprise, what were the reasons which forced him to begin the enterprise and everything.
Okay, I thought besides him, there is some other big investor along with him. So now I came to know he's the major investor or promoter.
And Global Environment Fund holds 40% in the company, 41%.
No, that means this is 51 and 40 or out of 51, 40?
No, so see, at the moment, GF is 41%, and after giving ESOPs, I am 56%, 56%, and after IPO, I will be 51%, GF will be 16%.
16, okay.
16, yeah.
Are you offering some shares to this group of investors?
Definitely. So
pre-IPO?
Pre-IPO, I'm not sure how much we can do for retail. So the total split is of 80% institutional investors and 20% retail. In institutional investors also, it is mainly going to the mutual funds. So 20% will be available for retail investors in pre-IPO also. So I will try my best for pre-IPO, but in pre-IPO you will get locked for 6 months. So the best thing would be to go for the main board and listing, like the main listing next month. And that time you will have to share your application numbers with me, and I will try my best. I will have to share that with the bankers, and then bankers whatever possible for them. So it's not going to be a lottery system. It is going to be based on the comfort of the company, that who all are going to be long-term investors in the company.
That is as far as pre-IPO is concerned. That's what you mean.
No. On the main
No,
board,
he is recommending that post IPO. I mean, you go for the IPO, and the bankers will allocate according to their choice to the investors of his choice, and
Correct.
thereafter it will have a free market initiative. This is what I understand.
We can
Right?
definitely, we can definitely try that, because see, we are also getting listed for the first time, so we don't know what will happen in the end, but we can definitely try for that.
No, but my doubt is as follows, that as far as IPO is concerned, the allotment is normally governed by the SEBI rules, like draw, it's a lucky draw kind of thing. 1 out of
No,
10.
there is no such there is no such compulsion from SEBI that it has to be a lucky draw only.
Oh, okay.
The company can choose that, okay, we will put a limitation that, okay, investors below 10 lakh rupees, we will not consider. So
Okay.
all the investors who are investing more than 10 lakh rupees, so the company can decide those.
Fine.
Yeah.
Understood.
Still,
I was not aware-
at that
I was
time,
not
the
aware that
allotment amount, maybe you may just get 20, 100 or 200 shares like that. But suppose you want to invest more actually at this pre-IPO stage, and suppose we are happy with 6 months lockup. So can something be considered now?
Yeah, so in pre-IPO, we can do that. So from 60 crore rupees, that company will get around 15 crores can be pre-IPO. So I can help you with that part.
Okay.
So
But
for
you will
that,
have to
what will be the,
indicate,
like,
you know,
time frame? Because since you're talking about IPO itself, we are around 25th of November, so not many days are left for this pre-IPO activity.
Correct. So pre-IPO will immediately happen after Diwali,
Okay.
and then around 7 or 8 days later, the IPO announcement will happen.
I see. Okay. So this during this pre-IPO, who will be the person to contact? How exactly do we go about it?
Vishal, so from my side, Vishal Joshi is there. He is the single.
And we are also coordinating with Vishal and PSG.
Okay.
Yeah.
Udyog Vardhini will be coordinating. We'll be coordinating with you. We'll be collecting information and giving it to ESD. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Good.
Yeah.
So just to
indicate your requirement to Sunil Chandak.
Right. Okay.
You know, from this group, Sunil Chandak is a part of our group, so you can indicate whatever you want to. PhD, what should be the minimum amount you expect from these group members?
No, anything that is comfortable to you. There is no. We will not force anyone to put more money or something like that. People should be comfortable, whatever is their comfort, because eventually everyone should be happy. Like, you should not feel later on that I should have invested less or more. Whatever makes you comfortable, invest that. Yeah.
And PhD, you are very large-hearted, but I suggest that minimum ticket size should be 2 lakhs rupees. So make up your mind that minimum you will invest 2 lakhs rupees, because 2 lakhs is also very less. I would have suggested 5 lakhs, but since PhD has given us
Yeah, that we have already indicated, sir. Yeah. 2 lakhs should be there.
It is okay. Okay. It's reasonable. I think it's reasonable. And the lock-in period is 6 months, huh?
6 months.
And more than that, PhD has suggested that they want to harvest the investors. They want long-term